with our first of at least two 3-box breaks of Top Series 1 Hobby. I am going to pull up the teams for this one here. I gotta update this stuff later too. Let's see. Alright, so let's do roll call here. Hey, Peter. Flip that because I don't think the other thing's working. So, Gail Anderson, Chad Reagan, Peter Kalakis here, Joe Wester is here, and you did have the Giants, the Pirates, and the Cubs. You were correct before. Steve Marone is here. So let me start by messaging. Gail and Chad. All right, next. Joshua King. Jeff Lukowitz is here. Chris Eccles, John McClellan, Gregory Krause, Glenn Cantone, Melissa Marin. That should be everybody. Hey, what's going on? All right, gotta send out links. All right, I think I got everybody there. Again, tomorrow we should be doing the second part. Well, I got several cases of this, so not like we can't do however many. Let's see, we got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18 teams already in part 2 taken. So that is almost ready to be randomized. Giants is Joey Bart. Pirates don't have much. I can't think of it. Of Cubs, you're just looking for, the usual players and hoping for a hit. But the Giants are the big team with Joey Bart. Up there with Joe Adell, Christian Pache. So he's a top 3. You can argue top 5 guy. I think he's a top 3 guy, though. Yeah, but we had a nice Clemente come out the other day in a silver pack. It was a green parallel, numbered to 99. So I could get something. Hey, what's up? So we can get this show on the road here. Nothing on the YouTube. So I'm going to go over real quick the break scroll at the bottom of the screen just to give everybody a chance to get in here. And then we're going to roll right into this one. Again, we just saw some Optic Hybrid. We have some Optic Hobby Boxes up for grabs here. That's a 3-box break. The Ravens are 85. The Bills are 100. Broncos are 80. Lions are 65. Dolphins 250. Eagles 225. Chargers 475. Rams 80. Washington 110. Falcons 22. Panthers 28. Bengals 350. The Browns 40. The Packers 150. The Texans 22. The Colts 150. Jaguars are 70. Vikings are 150. Raiders are 80. Steelers are 110. And the Titans are 35. So we're looking for more teams for that. And if we can get them, hopefully we can break that soon. Because, again, we've gotten a little taste of Optic with these hybrid boxes. But I would love to open up some hobby boxes, get some autographs. All right. So good luck, everyone, in this one. And let's start it off with Top Series 1. And then no box loader in these, but there is a silver pack. All right, but no similar size to a tall boy. So I got a little retro card. And nothing to it but to it. Let's see what we got. Let's start with the silver pack. Let's play with some fire here. Alright. I see something green. So you got Paul Goldschmidt. Yankees, Davy Garcia. Jorge Soler. Makes you think of Bo Jackson there, right? 86 Topps design. 3 out of 99. Tyler Stevenson. All right. Next. Yeah, he still does. I feel like he signs for Panini more than anybody else. But you do see Bo more in the high-end product for Topps. But I feel like he's been in more stuff like Flawless, and you know, they probably, since they have him for football too. Oh, this is a familiar one. So Padres get a short print, Fernando Tatis. Card code 30. So it's not the super short print or the ultra rare short print. But still, it's Fernando freaking Tatis, man. That contract, 14 years. That tells you, hey, I want to play with you until I'm done playing, man. Yeah, he signs for football, too. Couple more packs here, and then we'll start showing them. All right, so we'll start it off with Mets rookie Andres Jimenez. And then you got Nick Madrigal. Caprellian. Here comes the Bohm. Ready or not? Alec Bohm for the Phillies. This is a guy that might sneak into that top 5 argument. Got Paul Goldschmidt with the throwback card. Yeah, we've been breaking tops all week. This has been our big deal here this week. That and those optic hybrids. There's Leody Taveras. 2 days ago. What was it? 14 years, 300 million? Or 300 something million? Good Lord, it's a lot of money. So not quite Pat Mahomes. But, you know, when Pat Mahomes got paid, he did play at least a full season before getting it. Tatis has about a full season's worth of experience spread out over 2 years. We got Bobby Dow back for the Red Sox. Jesus Sanchez for the Marlins. Will the Thrill. Hello, Joe Adele. So, who do you all think's the bigger chase? Is it going to be Adele, who did struggle a little bit this shortened season? Or do you think Christian Pache is going to be the guy to get? Or do you think Joey Bart is? Casey Mize just might be the top pitcher. Although his numbers didn't show it last year. But again, small sample size. Sixto Sanchez. Got Robert with a rookie cup. And Mike Piazza. Just weird, the mass cards. All about that base, about that base. So, yeah, a lot of times these guys sign deals when they're like either they're immigrating to the States or when they're young and they join academies and stuff like that. Um, they do sign away a portion of their earnings, future earnings, in order to get invested in. And you wonder, well, is that fair? They make it big. But then again, you also got to say, well, those guys also give that opportunity to a lot of people, and a lot of them don't make it. Giancarlo Stanton. I guess the question is, there's been some past stories where the business end of it isn't so up and up. Then you got to be concerned. But what was it, Puig that had some crazy experiences with that? Although he's usually good for crazy experience, right? All right. So, how is everything down there, Joe? Speaking of crazy experiences. With all the things going on right now, the last thing Texas probably needed was to be unable to do basic tasks like have water, have power. But it's supposed to warm up down there into like the 60s. So hopefully that'll thaw everything out and things can go back to normal as soon as possible. So it was a good trip. We are on day 10 of a 6-day trip. But other than that, we chose to avoid some bad weather, and, well, there's still more bad weather, so we're still not home. But we should be home tomorrow. In the daylight, roads should be good. I think it's supposed to be a little bit above freezing, so we'll just close out that last swing, pick up the dog before we get home, because we miss our little mocha puppy, and then it'll be back to business as usual. Yeah, I mean, I think the main words are, this too shall pass, right? So, but, the Florida trip was good. A solid tournament for the team. David Peterson for the Mets. Ellie had a couple nice hits. They faced some very quality pitching, that's for sure. Anderson Tejada for the Rangers. Pete Alonso to go with that Piazza a few seconds ago. Ian Anderson for the Braves. Kybert Ruiz. Ryan Mountcastle. Don't overlook Ryan Mountcastle. I think he's going to be solid this year. Hopefully no sophomore jinx. Mariano Rivera. Got there. Evan White, another one that you might be able to buy low on. He had a rough, short stint there, and he could be having a breakout year this year. Luis Patino, 976 out of 2021. Padres, he was traded during this offseason. He was a key part of the brain's really not working today. One of those Padres trades. So, Dane Dunning, Mitch White, Jesus Luzardo. Spencer Howard. Tariq Skubal. A lot of great pitching talent in this year's rookie class. Lots. This is not a year to overlook pitchers. Don't just be like, pitcher, it's going to get hurt. You got 7 to 10 quality arms in Series 1 alone. Very good chance one of them has a shot at Rookie of the Year. I mean, shoot, last year they gave it to a reliever, didn't they? Thought, what was it, Cronenworth had a shot at it last year. Instead, they gave it to the reliever. But he was lights out. Zach Britton with the rainbow foil. Again, the golds are exclusive to the jumbo boxes, so you only see the regular rainbow foils in these. And last stack here for box number 1. Still looking for that hit. Where'd it go? Yeah, I like the jumbos better because you have the guaranteed auto, and there's so many good autograph subjects with this insane rookie class. But I mean, we know the trend is base rookies, which have been big in basketball for years, and gradually have been, there's Willie Mays with the die cut, gradually been becoming the thing in baseball, even spreading over to football. Hockey, it's forever been about the young guns. So, when you're talking flagship, I think the design's clean. I like it. and you know, they kind of vary it up. I can't remember the last Topps design I hated. All right. Finishing out this hobby box. There's Joey Bart for the Giants. And then right behind him is Dylan Carlson, who you could argue is a top 5 guy. And so since I haven't been home all week, mailing will resume Monday. Got CC Sabathia. May take a few days to get everything out. Is that Kyle Lewis there? I don't know. That was definitely not my idea. 68. Oh, I think I needed that on for the lighting. Nah, that didn't make much of a difference.
Heat was on it, says it here.
Justin Verlander.
I'm sweating.
Chris Buick. Eddie Alvarez with a rainbow foil. Yeah, you know, I went to 2 Walmarts while I was in Florida. And there was stuff there. Not a lot, not the biggest stuff, but there was Top Series 1. So I figured, well, I'll get a couple hangers. There was also holiday boxes. So I got like a couple hangers, 1 blaster box. I mean, there was like 2 shippers in each of the store. So it's not like there wasn't plenty left over. And then holiday boxes were still there. I was like, I like those. I get one of those every year. Usually it's the only thing I had been able to find up until last year. Like, you know, nothing's ever on the shelf. I think they bribed the vendor. There's Dalton Varsho. So I was like, oh, I gotta grab a couple things. I wonder if the new Target policy will change anything. There's another Pache. I mean, if it doesn't actually make it to the shelves, then you really can't restrict it, can you? I don't think it even gets to the shelves. Either that or somebody's got a homing chip on the car. and that sounds funny, but that actually has happened. Somebody put some kind of a tracing device on one of the vendors' cars so they could just go right behind them store to store. How crazy is that? That's creepy. And Brewers get the first hit with Keston Hiura, Major League material. Oh, CVS? I never even think to look there. I'll look at Walgreens, and they usually never have anything either. can't say I really look for it. I just happen to shop in stores that have stuff. Alright, so we got a relic in the first box. Box number 2. I'm thinking one of the 3 boxes will hopefully have an auto. It's usually what your odds are. Usually you'll see 3, maybe 4 autos in a hobby case. Yeah, it's been over a year for me at home. But again, you know, I was out. One of the kids put a hole in their shoe. There's Ozzie Smith, Andres Jimenez. We go to Walmart and it's like, there's a couple things there. So, Casey Mize and Christian Yelich. Really? That's surprising. I think sleeves and top loaders right now with their scarcity might get a better markup than the tops. Maybe not. I don't know. But hey, don't knock the Fortnite stuff. The Series 1 actually has some value. Series 2 is a little more recent. It may. But I actually have a few hobby boxes of the Fortnite stuff because, you know, you never know. Oh, your Walmart doesn't carry the Ultra Pro? I mean, I know the last few cases of Ultra Pro that I've gotten, they're just, you see me struggle. They're so stuck together for some reason, and I don't know why. The Beckett ones are like perfect. Apparently they had issues with their top loaders, which is why they haven't come out yet. But they've resolved that, and now they're pre-booking those again. So hopefully I can hang on and not have to go searching for more 59 point. That is a sweet card right there. Again, flagship tops. It doesn't have to be a hit in order to be a big card. And I think we got a pretty decent one coming up here. Pretty decent card coming up. Oh, then it was probably, what is it, cardboard gold? I think I've seen that before, retail-wise. There's History of Topps. Griffey bringing back Bowman in 1989. There's Skubal. Brett. All about that base, about that base. Cardboard gold's the only one I'm not a huge fan of. BCW stuff's usually alright. Beckett stuff's been alright. Eddie Murray. So what big card do I have here? Dalton Varsho. And there's Pache again. So, again, we got another 3-box break that's just about filled. We're at 18 teams. So, a few people getting 3 teams for 59. Can get that rolling for tomorrow. Josh Donaldson, home run challenge. I'd like to see some more movement on the 9-box baseball. All right, the optic break here, optic football. We're going to start pushing that big league mixer. Oh, look at that. And there's Pete Alonso. So, yes, that's the new one. My brain is really not working well tonight. Yeah, the colors match the team colors, and they use Davy Garcia rookie. They use computers to aid in the grading process. There's been some mistakes made already on those, but I mean, for the amount of mistakes you see on PSA, Beckett, and even sometimes SGC, I guess you can give them a little slack on that. Brady Singer, time will tell as far as what the collecting world will say, but I think after we get a large enough sample size, a lot of people willing to give them a shot, that's for sure. So hopefully they do well with that. And check out that rainbow foil. That's the one to get right there. So there's actually 2 new companies, CGS. I'm not sure if that sounds closer to the other company that's doing it. CAS? No. It's the comic book guys. The guys that do the comic book grading, they're grading cards too. The card holders aren't as snazzy though. They don't have the color. They actually they could have done a better job with the way that they look. But if you can grade a comic book, you should be able to have no problem grading a card. So Joe Adele with the rainbow foil. That's as good as a hit, if not better, if you ask me. And on to the next deck. Oh, there's ones that there's the 3 main ones are Beckett, PSA, and SGC. SGC's been around for a long time, but nobody really used them to grade modern. And with everything else getting so backed up, then they started getting more modern stuff. So, I mean, there's grading companies that have been around for a long time, but nobody likes them. This box does have an autograph, so I thought we'd see one. We will. Got a die cut here. Platinum players of Ichiro. that's the problem. I mean, prices have gone up again for, I believe, both BGS and PSA. And their last price increase wasn't that long ago. I can't tell you that just yet, Joe. It would spoil the surprise for everybody. But yeah, everybody wants to get in on the grading craze. The thing is, you also want the stuff to be worth something after it's graded. And, you know, you grade something with PSA, and they get it done a year later now that the market has blown up for a lot of stuff, and they are hitting some huge surcharges. A card that you had sent in a year ago thinking, if this grades a PSA 10, it might be worth $50. And then the card ends up grading a PSA 10 and being worth $500. And then your grading fees go up significantly, which I'm kind of a little bit leery of that practice. BGS, it's the wait time, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they just kind of rush things a little bit sometimes. I had one card I felt like it got dropped, but it wasn't worth making a federal case about because I seen somebody say the same thing and their card was worth way more than the one I had, so I just sold it off cheap eventually. But I was like, how'd the card grade as 7? And then I saw one of the corners on the back was smashed up. I'm like, oh, I would have sent it in with that. There's a Roberto Clemente. SGC, you know, they're the pre-war experts. Many in the hobby who are in vintage, it's SGC or nothing. All right. PSA does get a decent amount of business. Beckett Vintage is kind of like the third pony in that race. So now you got 2 new companies that are going to be fighting for market share. And I mean, what's worse, having the cards gain in value? Will we continue to see these rises? Then you don't mind so much that they got your cards for a year, right? It's like it's collecting interest on top of it. But you do want to be able to cash in. You sent them out there for a reason. You want them to increase in value, and if flipping is what you're doing, you really don't want that sitting there for a year. So, you know, if these 2 guys make better turnaround time, who determines the value? We do. You know, and this is what all the unwritten rules and, you know, claims people make that, you know, this is the way it's supposed to be. The value of something is always going to be what the buyer and the seller agree to. And 5 minutes later, another buyer and another seller can agree to something different. And it was an Oriole. Dean Kramer is the autograph for the Orioles. But don't tell me that a grade is worth 2.5 times the value of the base raw because if it's a different players, totally doesn't play out that way. You know, there's so much that goes into it. Comps are a good thing. All right. When you buy a house, all right, when a house is appraised, generally they'll use 3 comps and they'll try to get the closest ones to the house. There's another Anderson Tejada for the Rangers, Kybert Ruiz, and Ryan Mountcastle. Nice little stretch there. And sometimes you can't get a house like that in that neighborhood. So you've got to get a different kind of comp and make adjustments. And that's the part that I think gets lost on the hobby. All right. I mean, if you have a base rookie, let's just say Tatis, right? 2019 Topps Tatis. All right. There's dozens of that going in a short amount of time, and they're exactly the same card. That's an easy one to comp. You get, 101s or numbered to 10 or something like that. And then it gets a little trickier. And I think that a lot of people think, oh, just type this in an eBay and that's what the price is. And there's some of that art form is lost on a lot of people. So Rays numbered 36 out of 50. We got Hunter Renfro, who actually he got DFA'd, didn't he? Is he even signed with anybody? He's got to have signed with somebody for a minor league deal. I feel like the Rays gave up on him way too quickly, coming off of a 33 home run full season. I mean, he was never much of an average guy. He's not a Moneyball type guy. That was a problem. But so, yeah, there wasn't a demand for it back then. I mean, they were still worth money back then, but nothing compared to what they are now. And, I mean, let's face it, LeBron is to basketball what Brady is to football. So, a few years ago, at the Philly show, I sold a BGS 8 Kobe Bryant rookie refractor for one of a friend of my brother-in-law. And he got a decent amount of money for that card. If he sold it today, could probably buy a car with it. I could probably buy a car with the commission I got for it. I guess I missed out too. I don't even want to know what that card goes for right now. I'm sure it's 5 figures, and it was only a 4-figure sale when we sold it. It's got to be 5 figures easy. Got to be over 10. And my gosh, if I had my 500 Mike Trout rookie still. House would be paid off. Kids' college funds would be all filled up. Even if we didn't send them to college. Actually, kids don't need college funds. College, I feel like was a bit of a waste for me. Although I did meet Jesse there, so not a complete waste, just a bit of a waste. But college funds can also be move out of the house funds. We don't have a basement. You ain't living in it. Of course, that's like years away. Vladimir Guerrero. He'll probably live at home until, the standard age of like 25 to 40. And then we'll have to boot him. Now, by retail stuff, do you mean the stuff at shelves at Walmart and Target? There's Madrigal. Yachty. No, I don't know what that is. So here's the thing with the stuff from Walmart and Target. Some things are good at retail, some things are awful at retail. All right, some things are retail exclusives, and that can be a hit or miss. This year, Bowman Platinum, from what I'm hearing, was awful. It wasn't even worth getting it off the shelf. And Leody Taveras for the Rangers. Yeah, basketball is crazy, and that's part of the retail argument here. All right, it's not about whether it's retail or hobby. It's whether it's a desirable card. Topps flagship rookies, there's Jesus Sanchez, are desirable cards, especially graded. Even with high population counts. All right, these are what many collectors consider the true rookie card. All right, everything else is just extra. All right, Joe Adell, when he's a 10-time All-Star, ready to go into the Hall of Fame. There'll be plenty of Joe Adell rookies out there, but this is the one, the Topps flagship, that somebody's going to say, that'll complete my collection. With basketball and football, Prism, Optic. Select, I think, pretty much stays to hobby. I don't think they do any retail stuff with Select. But those base rookie cards are the desirable ones. They're the same whether they're in retail or whether they're in hobby. 18 out of 299. Ian Kennedy. And that's the thing that's going to have the value. Not whether it's retail or hobby, because generally hobby's better. All right, hobby's going to be better. You know why? Because hobby drives the market. You see a lot of complaints about people who buy retail, about not being able to get it. And you know what? As long as somebody's not priming the vendor and the product makes it to the shelf in the manner that it's supposed to, it is what it is. If Target's not allowing it now. All right, but somebody clears the shelves. They came in with their wallet, just like if a restaurant wants to put filet mignon on the menu. All right, if you don't put a limit on it, and I used to work in supermarkets and I've seen it happen. They had no limit meat sales, and the store was wiped out. by noon. All the restaurants came and buy everything. So if you don't think that's a normal part of the cycle, then you've never been in retail. All right? But the retail money is such a drop in the bucket. I think about it. How many shippers full of Top Series 1 equal a box of Diamond Icons, equal a box of Flawless, equal a box of National Treasures? All right? You might say, oh, retail's overproduced. No, it's not. Not compared to, not when everything was the same before there was a distinction between retail and hobby. No, the numbers were astronomical. All right? Think of all the places that cards used to be back in the day. Yeah, the number, it's a fraction. Is it 10% of what it used to be, 15% of what it used to be? But I don't even see it coming close to what it used to be in the junk era. And that stuff's selling pretty well right now too. The retail dollar is such a drop in the bucket compared to hobby. You know, it doesn't feel like it, but you know, all these breakers that all they do is wipe the shelves off of Target and then they're breakers, you know, until they get their 1099s and then they hide from the government. They move to Cancun or something like that. What's it, 1099K? Oh, so you've been doing this for a year now, right? Yeah, it's frustrating as a collector not to be able to get stuff, but on the other hand, the stuff that you do get, right, is worth way more than it would have been 5 years ago. So it's kind of like if the stuff holds value, you know, if you're keeping everything that you get, then it's going to be tough. But a lot of guys, they do trades to get the things that they want, right? So all in all, it's the same journey. It's just a different initial dollar amount you have to spend to get to where you want to be. And yes, vendors being bribed is a huge problem. Vendors being harassed is a huge problem. Because there's some that aren't taking bribes, but they don't want to deal with your crazy. And in order to avoid your crazy, they'll just, all right, who's lined up, ready for it? I'm just going to hand you, you know, your share, and I'm out. I don't deal with it. I don't even want to put it on the shelf. I'm going to put it in your shopping carts. And we're done. Tony Gwynn, Cal Ripken Jr., Javi Baez, and Yon Moncada. Well, I don't know. After this trip, man, we're feeling like we need to move to like South Carolina. Florida's nice. We feel like we need to move out of Jersey. But if I open the shop back up in Jersey, I'll have stuff to open. I'd like to open the shop back up. I just don't know how much longer I can tolerate Fuhrer or Murphy. Oh yeah, like 93 Finest. Remember that? $6 a pack. Whoo! Flair, $4.50 a pack. What else was there back then? Stadium Club was a couple bucks a pack. That was doable. That was doable. Man, that was expensive. Now we're talking like, $1,500 a pack for a new product. $30,000 for a box of Opulence basketball. Transcendent. But that's the thing. I mean, the retail price for Flawless is $1,500. That's the suggested retail price. Nobody's marking it up if they sell it at that price. That's your standard 22% from Panini. That's all the margin that's built into this. But then you have market value. And then 1,500 turns to 2,000. And then you got a little bit to make on that. Got a platinum player here. The main drivers for the market, and I believe there's all kinds of manipulation going on. Don't get me wrong. But the bottom line is if people are paying it on a regular basis over and over and over again, that's the value of something. If I get something for $60, suggested retail is $80, but I only get allocated a case, and if I want to rebuy it, I got to pay $150. I can't sell it at $80 because then I won't have enough money to go buy it back in. Framed cards like that are tough grades because you gotta have them clean, right? So you gotta polish the sides. That's why sometimes for example, when I open up Gold Label, I'll often leave the card in the pack, and I'll show it, but I'll try to feed it into a sleeve first. Because they will count your fingerprints against it. That's an easy fix. You just got to polish it up. Those rails tend to scratch very easily. Gosh, I remember the first product where there was like a high quantity of those. I think it was Panini Lux. And some of the frame cards came broken. Like the frames came unhinged pretty much. So, they've improved on that since then. So, I don't remember 79. I gotta admit, I wasn't born yet, but I wasn't born that much after. I remember being of the 55 cents a pack age, and it was my favorite thing was being able to trade with my friends. It's almost like card shows were like 4 or 5 years ago. You have the same cards going back and forth over and over again at different values between the same people. But the negotiating was fun, and talking about the players, because that's your main negotiation chip, is what do you know about the player? Oh, yeah, he's batting .230 now. I was, at a very early age, quick to the fact that even back then when Beckett was like the holy guide, if it took 3 months for a new release to be in the price guide, I knew that the price guide was always 3 months behind. So the guys that were hot, I would target, and then their prices would go up. It's like being able to tell the future. Yeah, I like to get vintage stuff too. You know, I had gotten all the way up to a second-year Nolan Ryan, but I could never get that rookie. Actually, no, I'm sorry, third-year Nolan Ryan. I could never get that rookie, and I finally got that rookie like, oh gosh, what was it, 5 years ago? And I mean, I actually made a rather stupid trade for it, but the card graded well. And I got my asking price, so I can't say that I got gypped or anything. And when the card ended up grading well, I made quite a bit on it. Had I held on to it till now, it'd be worth more. But again, who knew? I did most of my purchases at either Toys R Us or the card store. It was mostly the card stores. Oh no, I'm sorry, drug fair. The pharmacy. Pharmacy I would get cards from a lot. I forgot about that. Raphael Devers, because that was actually closer to me than the card store. So if I wasn't looking for singles and I was just looking for packs of Upper Deck, they always had tons of Upper Deck at the drugstore. Tons of it. And that was my favorite thing to get. 93 Upper Deck. 34 out of 70 Cody Hewer. So a little black, numbered to 70. Never really shopped at Price Club. White Sox. Were the file folders as ugly as early 90s Donruss? It's kind of ironic. The least valuable Donruss set, some would probably say, was the better looking one. My God, it's the same guys. Buster Posey short print. We're hitting all the same guys on our short prints. This is 3 different cases that we've been working on too. What is up with that? So Giants with the Posey short print. Like 92 Donruss was kind of clean, nice borders. The rated rookie look was cool. And there wasn't a damn star in the whole bunch. at least as far as rookies go. All the good stuff was in Bowman. Or Fleer update. All right. $90 Donruss were ugly as hell, but there are some cool cards in there. You had the Gonzalez rookie, which, you know, you had the reverse negative and the regular. You had the Sosa rookie, which didn't really become a big deal until later. You had all the mistake cards in 90 Donruss. The Nolan Ryan, the Smoltz Glavin MVP issue. Well, the Giants were your big team of the three. You know, you get a couple Joey Bart rookies, that Buster Posey. That covers, you know, probably close to $20 right there, if not more. Oh, playoff football were odd-sized, kind of like the 89 Bowmans. So these days, the error cards are usually on purpose. You know, if they've screwed up to the point where they've made a mistake, which does still happen, it's usually uncorrected at this point. Back then, it was very common, you know, especially the printing process was different. Things would get set up incorrectly. Like the Bob Welch out of 89 Tops. Some of them had that line missing. With everything being so digitized now, you know, you won't have anybody's bat tried to be white out or the Marlboro sign tried to be white out. Willie Mays blacked out or whatever. But Topps supposedly every year makes a few, or they used to. They used to intentionally make errors on cards just to keep it going. I think the habit stopped. Well, they still do it with Heritage. They still do it on purpose with Heritage to give it that old feel. But even in Topps, you know, you have. I saw somebody post the Evan Longoria. Oh gosh, what was the one card? It was a Phillies card. I think it was 2014 or 2015, and the card was improperly superimposed. Clayton Kershaw. I actually had somebody pull one of those out of my store. I think it was 2014 Topps. Here's Joey Bart again. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. The hockey cards, eh? Dylan Carlson. Johnny Bench. Spencer Howard. Starling Marte. And if anyone's looking for a personal box, there's Scooble. I do have boxes, hobby boxes available for $159 ripped and shipped. That would obviously be after the break is over. Don't want to mix them in together. But if anybody's looking for that, feel free to let me know after this break's over. We got one more stack of packs to look through. And there's our third hit. Mets, Pete Alonso, Major League Materials. So 1 auto, 2 relic cards. Yeah, pretty much the same as a jumbo box, but more singles, more rookies. This is the final box. Oh, well, that's different. That's just Panini being boneheaded. I've seen a few things like that. Yeah, this is what's left. End of the break here. How do the Rangers do you dirty? You have 2 quality rookies. You got Leody Taveras and Anderson Tejada. I mean, you didn't get anything crazy, but there's other teams with no rookies that aren't going to be as good. They're worth holding on to. The Rangers got a lot of talent in their farm system. I mean, the Red Sox only have 1 rookie to look out for, and that's Dalbec. Yeah, I wonder what some of my old Jordans would be worth. I wasn't a big basketball guy, so got rid of that stuff a long time ago. Yeah, I used to go after the post serial cards. Actually, a friend of mine got, I forget who it was, but they got an autograph. So jealous. With all the cereal I ate, and I couldn't get a freaking autograph. All right. Let's finish it up. Chris Bubick. That's what I like about doing a break like this at this price point too, is, all right, you spend $20 on a team and you get, 2 to 5 $2 rookies. Could have been worse. And who's to say that, 2 years from now, you go flipping through your boxes and you're like, oh my gosh, these are going for like $20 now, There's been a lot of that. I would love to be able to have the time and space to go through the boxes of stuff that I have sitting around. Because I am sure there are some amazing cards that have just been sitting in a box for 5 or 6 years. Tristan McKenzie. 18 are gone, so there's 12 left. So, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to win every time, but you're always going to have a chance of something nice. That Joe Adele, that Joe Adele rainbow foil, all right? Let's see what the recent comps are on for that. I know that was the Angels, but Joe Adele foil 2021 tops. Sold. All right. Rainbow foil. 2 cards on 219. One went for 31. The other one went for 50. Another one went for 34. Another one went for 56. So you're seeing, you know, those cards going for between 30 and 60. Yeah, what I'm going to do is, you know, with me traveling, I haven't been able to get all the payments collected. I should be able to get that done for tomorrow. Once I have all the payments collected, then we're going to do the random for that. And then I'm going to sell, you know, whatever leftover slots I get, I'll price them out. That worked well for Topps Chrome. I probably would have pushed a little bit harder, except for the fact that four spots dropped when I started asking for payments. But there's some serious money cards in WWE. 12-14 out of 2021, Jurickson Profar. Finest, you have Rhea Ripley. Her first cards were in Chrome, and all the issues that she has had have been pretty solid, right? Then you have Shotzi Blackheart, her first card. I think that's her debut. There's another Anderson Tejada rookie for the Rangers. Kybert Ruiz for the Dodgers. Vlad Jr. Some nice stuff in WWE this year. Those fully loadeds, man, those were nice. There's a part of me that wished I had been able to get more cases and maybe have opened a couple for myself, a couple boxes, right? But, man, those were some fun cards. You had ladder relics for the first time. You had those jumbo matte pieces that were signed. That was a crazy cool set. Dane Dunning. And that is a wrap here for Topps. So we end with Austin Meadows for the Rays with a rainbow foil. So WWE, I would like to see that go tomorrow as well. All right, so a quick recap here. Short prints, we had 2. We had Buster Posey and Fernando Tatis. We had some low-numbered cards. Cody Hewer, numbered to 70 for the White Sox. Rays, Hunter Renfro, numbered to 50. Joe Adele. Got Keston Hiura for the Brewers. Pete Alonso for the Mets. And Dean Kramer for the Orioles. Plus a big stack of cards that are going to get some 1 cent love. Tons of rookies to go around. I am a huge fan. I am all in on Top Series 1. That is for sure. So thank you for everyone who got in this one. There's another break filling. So just head over to my timeline. It should be near the top. Part 2 of this break has 18 spots taken. Message me if you need help finding the post. And that's a wrap. I'm going to hit the sack. I'm going to go to bed. Wake up tomorrow feeling fully refreshed. All right. If you need anything, hit me up on Messenger. And we'll rip you a new one tomorrow. Take care.